Kevin covered his ears with pillows as the clock sounded.
"Wake up!"
shouted Kevin's mother, entering the room as the clock stopped making its noise. Since Kevin's father had died in a car accident when he was 11 years old, Mom raised Kevin single-handed, but there were no lapses in his upbringing. Kevin loved her and respected her for all the sacrifices and struggles she made for his better future.
"Wake up, Kevin,"
said Mrs. Moreno, sliding the window curtains.
"Your friends are waiting for you down in the living room."
"Tell them I'm sleeping," muttered Kevin, throwing a pillow aside and covering himself with a blanket from top to bottom. Mom sighed and left the room, murmuring,
23 still acts like a child.
After several minutes, Kevin felt as if someone was pulling his blanket. "Please, let me sleep, Mom." Someone yanked the blanket and swiftly dragged it onto the floor. Kevin frantically got up, sat steadily on the bed, and rubbed his eyes to clear his vision. Kevin crawled to the bed's edge and looked down at the floor, slowly craning his neck. No one was there. Frightened, he cautiously grasped the blanket resting on the floor. Abruptly, 4 hands emerged from beneath the bed and tightly clutched Kevin's hands. Kevin screeched while trying to free his hands. The clench on his hands ceased, and his friends came into sight from under the bed. "Frederick? Zara," said Kevin, goggling at them. "What are you doing here?" Miss Moreno entered the room and said,
"I sent them up here. They have been waiting for you for the last 2 hours.
"Why didn't you wake me up?" Frederick, Zara, and Miss Moreno stared at him with an exasperated look. Perhaps Kevin had received his answer, hence, without blurting a word, he proceeded toward the bathroom. While he was opening the bathroom door, Zara shouted from behind, "Hurry up! We're already late!" Kevin turned around, seizing his moderate hold on the doorknob. "Late?" he asked. "Don't try me, Kevin," said Zara, her thin face turning red as her anger was rising. "I don't understand what you're talking about." After a moment of staring, Zara said, "We're going hiking at the Greenland Woods Mountain. I told Frederick to let you know." "I never got the message." Zara's glower shifted to Frederick, who didn't dare to look into Zara's eyes.
"I'm sorry. I forgot to tell him,"
said Frederick, looking down at the floor like a kid who fears his parents, despite being in his early 20s. Zara raised her hand, and Frederick pulled his head back, closing his eyes when her hand had almost reached his face.
"That's wrong, Zara,"
said Miss Moreno calmly, as she didn't want to be so hard on her. Zara dropped her hand and walked out of the room, glowering.
"You two kiddos always make her upset,"
said Miss Moreno, frowning. Then she exited the room.
"Try to get ready ASAP,"
said Frederick, and he exited the room. Kevin quickly packed his hiking backpack and rushed to the living room.
"Wait,"
said Miss Moreno. She handed them a lighter and said,
"It is always a good idea to keep a lighter when you visit the woods. It might help to protect you upon a wild animal's attack."
"How?"
asked Frederick.
"Animals fear fire. If you show an animal fire, it won't come near you."
"Wow,"
said Frederick sarcastically.
"Thank you so much for your precious advice, and—"
He raised the lighter up parallel to Miss Moreno's face.
"For this."
"Don't be funny, kiddo,"
said Miss Moreno, narrowing her eyes. "We know, Mom, animals have a dread of fire," added Kevin swiftly, "but I don't think all animals have a terror of fire. The same way not all humans fear every animal."
"I don't care what you think, kiddos,"
said Miss Moreno, sharpness in her voice as she was strictly ordering them.
"Keep these lighters safe with you, in your pockets."
"All right," said Kevin, sighing in disbelief, and he put the lighter in his cargo pants pocket. After him, Frederick put the lighter in his sweatpants pocket. "Thank you so much, Miss Moreno," said Zara, giving her a hug, then kissing one another on the cheek. They separated, and Zara walked to the exit, putting the lighter in her jeans pocket. After 3 hours, Kevin, Frederick, and Zara were near Greenland Woods Mountain at the far end of Pennsylvania. On a warm summer day in June, riding in a convertible Ford Mustang while listening to music at low volume, with the exordium of a zigzag road to the woods, their cell phones lost the networks.
"Fuck!"
shouted Frederick as he accidentally seized the GPS while trying to change the song. "Relax, buddy," said Kevin while sitting like a king in the back seat. He tried his best to retrieve the location on the GPS map on his cell phone, but he failed as well. Zara just followed the signs for Greenland Woods Mountain. After a few miles, she slowed down the car to read 2 signboards. One was on the right side of the road that read East Greenland Woods Mountain. Another was on the left side of the road that read West Greenland Woods Mountain.